Hello and welcome. Today we are starting your Economics exam preparation series. Economics is not a difficult subject if you understand the basic ideas. In this series you will learn the key topics that appear in your exams every single year. Let us begin with topic 1. First, what is economics? Economics is the social science that studies how humans make choices in the face of scarcity. The word economics comes from a Greek word that means management of the household. But economics is not just about money. It is about making decisions. It is about using limited resources to satisfy unlimited wants. This is the most important idea in all of economics. If you understand this one idea, you understand the foundation of everything else. Write this down. Economics is the study of how people use scarce resources to satisfy unlimited wants. Let me break down this definition. There are two key parts. First, unlimited wants. Human beings have many wants. You want food, water, shelter, clothing, education, healthcare, entertainment, transportation, and many other things. Your wants are never completely satisfied. As soon as one want is satisfied, another want appears. This is true for individuals, for families, for businesses, and for countries. Wants are unlimited. Second, scarce resources. Resources are the things used to produce goods and services. Resources are limited. They are not enough to satisfy all wants. There is only so much land, only so much labor, only so much capital, only so much raw materials. This is scarcity. Scarcity means that resources are limited while wants are unlimited. Because of scarcity, we cannot have everything we want. We must make choices. Scarcity is a universal problem. Every country faces scarcity. Rich countries face scarcity. Poor countries face scarcity. Individuals face scarcity. Families face scarcity. Governments face scarcity. No one has enough resources to satisfy all their wants. This is why economics is important. It helps us make better choices. This brings us to the concept of choice. Choice means selecting one option among several alternatives. Because resources are scarce, we cannot produce everything. We cannot consume everything. We must choose. Every choice involves giving up something. A student must choose between studying and sleeping. A family must choose between buying a car and going on vacation. A government must choose between building roads and building schools. Choice is unavoidable. You cannot escape choice. Even choosing not to choose is a choice. This brings us to opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative that is given up when a choice is made. Let me give you an example. Suppose you have 1,000 naira. You can either buy a textbook or go to a movie. You choose to buy the textbook. The opportunity cost of that textbook is the movie you did not go to. It is not the cost of the textbook in naira. It is the value of the next best thing you gave up. The naira cost of the textbook is 1,000 naira, but the opportunity cost is the movie ticket. Those are different things. Let me give another example. A farmer has one plot of land. He can either grow cassava or maize. He chooses to grow cassava. The opportunity cost of the cassava is the maize he did not grow. The value of the maize that could have been harvested is the opportunity cost. One more example. A student has 2 hours of free time. She can either study economics or rest. She chooses to study. The opportunity cost of studying is the rest she gave up. She lost 2 hours of sleep or relaxation. Every choice has an opportunity cost. There is no such thing as a free lunch. Even if something is free to you, someone somewhere paid for it. Even if something is free, the resources used to produce it could have been used for something else. The opportunity cost is still there. You just do not see it directly. Now let us look at the 3 basic economic questions. Every society must answer 3 questions because of scarcity. These questions are the same for every country, rich or poor, big or small. The 3 questions are what to produce, how to produce, and For whom to produce? The first question is what to produce. Because resources are scarce, a society cannot produce everything that people want. It must decide which goods and services to produce and how much of each. Should we produce more food or more cars? Should we produce more houses or more computers? Should we produce more guns or more butter? These are the kinds of choices that every society must make. Different societies answer this question in different ways. In a market economy, consumers decide what is produced by what they buy. In a command economy, the government decides. But the question must be answered either way. The second question is how to produce. This question is about the methods of production. Should we use more labor or more machines? Should we use traditional methods or modern technology? Should we produce in large factories or small workshops? The goal is to produce goods and services in the most efficient way possible, using the least amount of resources. Different societies answer this question differently based on what resources they have. A country with many workers and few machines might use labor-intensive methods. A country with few workers and many machines might use capital-intensive methods. The third question is for whom to produce. This question is about distribution. Who gets to consume the goods and services that are produced? Should everyone get the same amount? Should those who work harder get more? Should those who are richer get more? There is no simple answer. Different societies have different answers. In a market economy, those with more money can buy more goods. In a command economy, the government decides who gets what. In a traditional economy, customs and traditions decide. Let me explain the factors of production. These are the resources used to produce goods and services. There are four main factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Land includes all natural resources. This includes land itself, but also water, minerals, oil, gas, forests, and animals. Land is a gift of nature. It is not created by humans. The reward for land is rent. When you pay rent for an apartment, you are paying for the use of land. Labor includes all human effort used in production. This includes physical work and mental work. It includes the work of farmers, teachers, doctors, engineers, and business owners. The reward for labor is wages or salaries. When you get paid for your job, that is wages. Capital includes all man-made goods used to produce other goods. This includes machines, tools, buildings, roads, computers, and factories. Capital is different from land because capital is made by humans. The reward for capital is interest. When you earn interest on savings, that is the reward for capital. Entrepreneurship is the factor that organizes the other three. The entrepreneur takes risks. He or she combines land, labor, and capital to produce goods and services. The entrepreneur decides what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. The reward for entrepreneurship is profit. Profit is what is left after paying rent, wages, and interest. Now let me explain the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics is the study of individual economic units. It looks at households, firms, and markets. Microeconomics asks questions like, how does a family decide what to buy? How does a business decide how much to produce? How is the price of bread determined? Macroeconomics is the study of the economy as a whole. It looks at aggregates like total output, total employment, and the general price level. Macroeconomics asks questions like, what causes inflation? What causes unemployment? How can a country grow faster? Both microeconomics and macroeconomics are important. They study the same economy from different angles. Let me give you some examples of scarcity in real life. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a scarcity of ventilators. Hospitals had to choose which patients receive them. The opportunity cost of giving a ventilator to one patient was that another patient did not get it. This is a real example of scarcity and choice. Another example is the scarcity of water in many parts of the world. Farmers must choose which crops to water. The opportunity cost of watering one crop is that another crop may die. A third example is the scarcity of time. Every student has limited time. You must choose how to spend it. The opportunity cost of watching television is the studying you did not do. A common exam question asks you to define scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost and explain their relationship. Here is a sample answer. Scarcity means that resources are limited while human wants are unlimited. Because of scarcity, people must make choices. Choice means selecting one option among several alternatives. Every choice involves giving up something. Opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative that is given up when a choice is made. The relationship is that scarcity forces choice, and every choice has an opportunity cost. Another exam question asks you to explain the three basic economic questions. Here is your answer. The three basic economic questions are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. What to produce refers to which goods and services a society should produce given its scarce resources. How to produce refers to the methods of production, whether labor-intensive or capital-intensive. For whom to produce refers to how the goods and services should be distributed among the members of society. Every society must answer these three questions because of scarcity. Another exam question asks you to identify the four factors of production and their rewards. Here is your answer. The four factors of production are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Land includes all natural resources. Its reward is rent. Labor includes all human effort. Its reward is wages or salaries. Capital includes all man-made goods used in production. Its reward is interest. Entrepreneurship is the factor that organizes the other three. Its reward is profit. Let me summarize what you have learned. Economics is the study of how people use scarce resources to satisfy unlimited wants. Scarcity means resources are limited. Choice means selecting one option among alternatives. Opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative given up. The three basic economic questions are what, how, and for whom to produce. The four factors of production are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Their rewards are rent, wages, interest, and profit. That is all for Topic 1. Keep practicing the definitions and examples. When you understand scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost, you understand the foundation of all economics. See you in Topic 2.